Hi, I'm Shoulder Bones, and this is a continuation of tutorials on the Red Mother Goddess, the Blood Goddess, if you like, on my website, which I've got lots of products on, and I'm just doing a few tutorials on working with this god form, with this love goddess, and what does it mean? What does it mean to work magically with the love goddess or the Red Mother? So I guess what most people would do to tap this gigantic wild rose joys tides of this love goddess is that they want more love, more sex, more lust in their life, more passion, and all of those things are very good indeed, of course, because that's what life's about, is it not? So the lesser known workings, I think, of working with the Red Mother, there's loads of information, okay, on my website, pages and pages of spells and channelings and information on how to work with the Red Mother for love. Lots of stuff there, a few other videos as well on how to work with love. And here's the Red Mother potion, the Red Mother potion that I've made on Shoulder Bones, that's her energy specifically to use for everything I'm talking about, including love spells. So I don't necessarily feel I need to particularly go into working love spells with a partner, etc. I'm going to talk about the lesser known stuff because I think it's important. I think love goddesses are very misunderstood in the modern world about how to work with them. Obviously I'm not talking about people that work with them already, they've got a good handle on it, but I think if you go into and talk about with anyone on love goddesses, most lay people will believe that it's just for love and that they're safer and brighter and whiter, etc. And I think that they're misrepresented because they have a wealth of power that's not necessarily just helping us have cotton wool and feel loved, and that is essential to human growth and development to have that, but there's also some other stuff that we could work with. Okay, so I guess one thing with the Red Mother particularly, or a love goddess in her stream, would be working with beauty. Now what does beauty even mean? I think I know less about what beauty means in the modern world than possibly my grandmother did. And I think that our clawing need for beauty and bombardment in the media of what beauty means today and what our kids are growing up with and what they believe it means has changed so dramatically over a few generations, and we've got more sickness and got more out of alignment with what beauty is than what it was in its wholesome value. And to me, the goddess moves with the times. I don't think she's stuck in, you know, back in time of when she was most revered. I think if anything she rolls with the times and she's still revered. She's revered in a burlesque bar, she's revered in Vogue magazine. It's just in a different expression. How we sit with beauty though has become distorted, perhaps more so in our generation now than previous, with the rise of eating disorders and self-harming and, you know, all sorts of things that they're throwing medication at kids for now. If we think of that, this growing escalation, if you like, of misalignment in the search of beauty is worse than it's possibly ever been. And what could a love goddess help us with that? And I think when it comes to beauty, I do believe that she's not tapped, okay? I don't think that she's missing or not tapped in today's society. I think she's very much a modern goddess. I think that when we ride her stream though, we expose ourselves to our own myths and our own perceptions or distortions of beauty. And when we can see in ourselves and go to the far reaches of our hearts and our psyche with a love goddess who loves adoration, who loves worship, our way to get there, our way to get her attention, our way to work with this power, paradoxically, is to love her beauty. And in that reverence for, and I'll explain how I personally work to worship this goddess, so hopefully it can make sense. It makes sense in my head. God, I hope it's helping you guys. Okay, so how I work with her in the paradox of this beauty distortion is I actually adorn her. So I take my time when I work with the Red Mother. You know, this isn't going in and doing a shark attack working and getting out quick. This is something that I take my time So I approach her not with caution, but I approach her with patience and time on my side, so I can give her everything she needs. And how she presents to me may not be how she presents to you, but I mean, I want to keep this as authentic as possible. So I'm telling you, as a practicing witch, and for many years working with this energy, how I approach her the best. My most authentic experience with her, the best results I get from her is from me, is to follow what I'm about to tell you, if I ever get it out. Okay, so I approach her and give her all the detail that she requires. So often I approach her and she's like she's sleeping, or she's immobile, if you like. And I will approach either her feet or her head, or wherever it is that whatever it is that I go in the vision and the magical journey. And it may be that I spend a long time combing out her hair, or washing her hair, detangling her hair, putting her hair up as she wants her hair done immaculately. This is an immaculate goddess, adoration 101. I might fix her eyelashes, okay, put beautiful creams into her face. So all of this is done in magical journeying, and this feels like real time. It feels like you're in there doing it as if you're actually making up this body. This is not a death goddess. This is not a corpse that you're actually resurrecting, okay? That's a different energy, and this is not what I'm talking about. This is like Sleeping Beauty, if you like, that kind of energy. She's very, very much awake. She's waiting for the ball, and you know, you're there and you're adorning her. Or this is my experience, and this has happened many times over many years. So I actually adorn her until it is exactly as she wants it. There's none of this, well look, that'll do, look, you're the most beautiful. She's so beautiful, by the way, it's almost terrifying. I mean, when you're around this goddess, I mean, it's just love and adoration coming out of every pore. Every pore. This goddess is terrifyingly beautiful. There's no other expression I can think of. She's so beautiful it almost hurts. It's like, oh my God, is anything in existence as beautiful as this goddess? And yet, I'm still adding to her to how she wants to be. It's a paradox. Who knows? Who knows? So anyway, this is what we do. So it might be that, and depending on her attire, it might be that she's going raunchy and I'm helping put her suspenders on, or, you know, putting up her lace stockings, or putting on her stilettos, or shining or buffeting, you know, doing whatever it takes. This woman, or this goddess, takes as long as she needs. Earrings, perfume, lipstick, you know, we're talking everything, okay? This is the working. And then she opens. And when she opens, I can assure you that you're basically in the most powerful center of that wild rose joy tides, the love of the cosmos. You were there, you were centered. But it's almost like the adoration is the gateway. The gateway, and I'm going to stop there because I don't believe that necessarily. I mean, I'm just telling you one way to go into the gateway. For other people, it's other things, of course. Other faces and other gods that come out of the stream is a different experience. That's my experience. I'm saying that when it comes to beauty, and when we want to blossom and heal and mature to our potential, to our rightness, to be this juicy fruit, this succulent being where everything's at its fullness, my gateway in the red mother stream, the blood mother stream, has been the face of the god, the love goddess, the sacred whore that required admiration, that required, she was laid out as Sleeping Beauty type rather than dead corpse, different energy, not this tide. And it was actually working my way with utter patience down until she was absolutely in perfection of how she wanted to look. She was terrifyingly beautiful anyway, more beautiful than anything I've seen. So beautiful, in fact, it almost hurt, and I nearly wept. That is the power I'm talking about as the sacred whore in this energy. And then she opened, and power personified. The gates open, the gateway open. Now, a very, very good friend of mine is patroned to the Red Mother. And her energy is quite different to mine. What she taps, now I spoke briefly about this before, that depending on who you are, your experience, where you are, where you're born, your ancestry, who knows? Who knows? Your past, who knows? You will get who you get in the stream. It will be a love god, though. It will be that. It will be a love goddess. It's not going to be, you know, some wild and, you know, you're on a different stream. If it's not, you know, if you're not going to get a love god, you're going to get a love god. I would say go with your own integrity, go with your own spiritual experience. Do not listen to what other people are doing and try and fit your experience into that. You stick with your own and you will get into the power. You will feel the power. The power makes you weep. It is so beautiful. The power makes your blood rise and your heart beat faster, and she will give you everything. This goddess does not know how not to give. Really and truly, this God will give you everything. And that is your own authentic experience. That's not an experience for me to tell you what happened to me so that you could fit it into your experience. That's not. That's sharing, but that's not guiding. That's not saying, here, this is the potential that you could have, and let me give you a very firm picture so that you feel in some way that you have to have that as well. You don't. You have to just have your own authentic experience, and it'll be right for you, and it'll be perfect for you, because this God, like I said, only knows how to give, and she gives everything. This is a love goddess. This is the sacred whore. This is the courtesan energy. This is beyond the courtesan energy. This is the best lover you could ever imagine, beyond the best lover you could ever imagine. This is the loving mother. This is the milk and honey mother. This is the blood mother. This is copulation in the whole of the universe. This is the cosmos. This is the love song for the cosmos. This is everything you could ever want, need, or even imagine. This is beyond that. This is the bridge of love for your soul, for the whole of the universe that loves you. This is all of that. Guiding or explaining too much, I don't want to limit your experience. I want you to have your own experience. I say that this brew that I've made is the bridge to touch that experience, to enable you just to get to that experience. Find your gateway, walk your rightness, walk your bursting fruit of succulent energy, move and propel forward with this God to what your potential is, what your passion is, what drives you in love. Take yourself to the edges, the recesses of your heart, or your loins, whatever's shut down, and relax in this God's love for you. But go with the gateway, go with your gateway, no one else's. Go into that, bathe in that energy, bathe in it, stay with it, allow her to talk to you. This is a God that never denies. She never denies. Just go to the gateway, allow yourself to be. And in that energy, in that beautiful, vivid fuchsia energy with blood streaking through it, be bathed and be loved and cradled like you've never been loved and cradled before, perhaps, and adore her. And in your adoration of her, you're worshipping her. That is her worship. Your body is your temple. Your body is her altar. This is a God that loves you like you can't believe. Bathe in that and see how you get on. And I guess that's all I've got to say at this point on the Red Mother, the Blood Mother. Because, like I said, I don't want to limit anyone. I just want to, you know, kind of just say enough that you have an idea of how this energy feels. Feed her honey. You know, when you're doing, if she presents to you, like I said she does to me often, that I, you know, attend to the Sleeping Beauty and preen and worship her as a form of utter beauty, paradoxically believing that the world is filled with a distortion of beauty, but that is my gateway to her. Okay, so yours might be about intimacy and healing. You might have this sensation that you believe that you're shut off from healing, or you're trying to open to having intimate relations and move beyond that. Unlike Baba Yaga, that's about self-healing and self-cultivation, and not about relationships necessarily in the community or with another. It's about actually being fully empowered, being okay about being you. This energy is different. This energy is of course about being empowered, being you, but it's also about your relating to the whole of the world, the universe, yourself, your neighbour, your pet cat. This is a different stream of energy. So if yours is about opening up and being in the relating business or the relating experience, then your gateway may be different to mine. I'm just saying be open to why you're going to this God. Why you're going to this God may point you in the direction in this huge tidal stream of what your gateway is to this immensity of power and love for you in the universe. This propulsion along your path of passion and great, great joy. And remember, great joy can be lots of little moments of joy, and when we look back, it was all joyous. And I think sometimes we get caught up like beauty. We might only think that we're going to be hot if we've lost a stone, or we only think we've actually got a joyous life if we bagged the girl or the guy that we thought we couldn't live without. It's not true, is it? When you think about it, it's very white and black thinking that. It could be that you just felt better about yourself and felt actually a pair of jeans that fitted properly and you didn't lose a stone, but you looked hot. And it may be that you haven't even met the most ideal person for you to fall in love with. They're around the corner, but you're so hung up on somebody else. And you know, you get what I'm saying. I'm rambling. You get what I'm saying. It's like, let's not limit ourselves, okay? Let's remember that joy comes in increments, and we look back and it was joyous, the landscape. Joy isn't necessarily one big light show that happened at 5 minutes, you know, last November. It's actually going to be consistent, passionate, beautiful, succulent, tasty, delicious moments that add up. And when we have those little moments that add up, which I believe is what the Red Mother's all about, those delicious, succulent moments unfold in our life when we allow them to, and we have a passionate, loving, joyous life. Path working to the divine by the Red Mother's guidance, beacon, light. That's her energy. Okay, so I hope that was helpful.